Hi guys, this is Dawn with Furtastic Friends, and today I'm coming to you with another recipe. Today we are making chicken and rice casserole no peak bake. Yes, this is a one pan recipe that you bake in the oven and you bake it and you don't peak. So here are the ingredients. You need 5 chicken breasts. Now, I've actually cut mine up because they were really, really big, and I needed to cut them down just a little bit to fit into my 9 by 13 dish. You need a packet of Lipton onion soup mix, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 packs of Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice original recipe. This is not the instant, but the long cook. 1 can of cream of chicken soup, or you can use cream of celery. 1 can of cream of mushroom or cream of chicken. You can use a variation of any of those two. I am adding in a jar of sliced mushrooms to add in extra mushroom flavor, and that is all. So let's get started. Okay guys, I'm back. The first thing you want to do is you want to take your 2 boxes of rice and you want to dump that into your 9 by 13 pan. And in the box you're going to have 2 envelopes of seasoning mix, and you want to sprinkle that on top of your rice. Easy peasy. Okay, next you're going to open your cans of soup. And I got my little baby spatula here. Oh, and I forgot one more ingredient. You're going to need either water or, excuse me, chicken broth. Now, I prefer to use chicken broth because it adds a little more, extra flavor to your recipe, because I always have it on hand. But if you don't have any on hand, just use water. You'll need 1 1/4 cans of water or chicken broth. But let me go ahead and dump my soup into the casserole dish. Now I am using a full recipe here, which would make enough for a family, but I plan on making some freezer meals out of this. So I will be having dinner, but then making freezer meals. And if your chicken breasts are like regular size, just leave them whole. But since mine were so big, I needed to cut them down. But you just need 5 regular size chicken breasts for this recipe. And I chose to use my 2 cans to be cream of chicken and cream of mushroom because I really don't like cooked celery. I like raw celery, but something about cooked celery just doesn't sit right with me. I just don't know what it is. So I just avoid it. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to get me some chicken broth. And get me 1 1/4 cans of chicken broth to go in there. And I actually did not have enough chicken broth, so I will be adding a little bit of water to that. And I need to get my 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And just a tad of, like, 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. And then just start mixing. Oops, don't mix too hard like I just did. It's a good thing I had this sitting in a sheet tray. It would have gone all over the place. I'm going to add in my 1/4 cup of water because I didn't take enough chicken broth out of the freezer. And there goes my oven. You need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Because this is going to cook a while. It's going to cook for about 1 hour and 30 minutes to 1 hour and 45 minutes. Everybody's oven is different. The recipe calls for 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I'm pretty sure mine is going to go the full length of time. I've just noticed that about my oven. My oven seems to always take the full recipe time. So I will be checking mine at 1 hour and 45 minutes. A little more water. Give that a really good mix. Because you really want to make sure you have enough liquid in here for all of that rice to absorb and expand. Yeah, I'm going to need more water. Okay. And you're going to cover this with foil during the entire cooking process. Okay. I still got to stir it a little bit when I put these mushrooms in here. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, now all you have to do is lay your chicken breasts on top. Just like that. And that's where your Lipton onion soup mix comes in. Now, the recipe calls for 2 packs of this Lipton onion soup mix. But I read the reviews on this recipe, and a lot of people said 2 packs was too much. It was way too much sodium, too much salt. So I'm going to follow the recommendations of the reviewers who've already done this recipe. And what you do is you sprinkle this on top of the chicken breasts. Yeah, see, that was more than enough for those pieces of chicken. Okay, guys, now we're going to cover this with foil, and it's going to go for an hour and 45 minutes covered, and then when it's done, I'm going to be back. Okay, guys, the chicken and rice is done, and I've let it sit on the counter for about 10 or 15 minutes. You need to let it sit for at least 5. So I'm taking the foil off now. Ooh. You should smell my house. It smells divine. Ooh, yes, that smells and looks very yummy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, guys, that cooked up very nicely. And guess what? My friend Lynn is here to pick up the dogs, and so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to scoop some of this out for them for their dinner, and then I'm going to also make some broccoli to go along with this for my dinner. So this is done, and I'm going to go ahead and make a plate, and then I will show you the presentation when that is done. I'll be back.